let's look at what we create this week. So we created this sign up page, right, where our user is going to be able to create their account. So let's say I'm going to create a new account. I'm going to name it demo for the username, and for the password, I'm going to say 123, and I'm going to hit sign up, and it's going to verify. It's going to say that my password is not strong enough. Please create something that's longer than 6 characters. Okay, so I'm going to add more. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm going to hit sign up, and cool. So once we hit sign up, it will bring us to the login page where we can log in with the account that we just created. So I think I created a demo and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Hit login. And as you remember last week, this is what we put in the logic, right? Once you hit login, it's going to show you this page where you can hit logout again. We're going to fix this logic later. And so let's go back to our sign up page one more time. Say what happened if I put in a username that's already in the database. I think this one's already in our database, and we're going to hit sign up, and it's going to give me this message, username already exists. What if I don't want to sign up? I change my mind. I can hit cancel, and it will bring me to the home page. Right, so that's essentially what we created this week. Let's go ahead and look at our code. So here is our signup.razor file under the pages folder. And if we go down here, in this account password, same as last week, I'm just creating them so I can keep the value of username and password later. And if you recall, we check if the usernames already existed, right? So that's why I created this exist variable so that later I can give the user a warning message. Same thing, I want to check if the password is strong enough. If it's not, I want to warn the user as well. So that's why I created this warning variable, which I'm going to use later. And so let's go back up here. It says in this blog, what we do is we check if the username is already in use. If it is already in our database, then between the username and the password bar, which is this guy, account password bar, we're gonna show the message saying username already exists right here. And we give them the button, the cancel and the sign up buttons right here. This one. If the username is not in our database yet, then of course we let them sign up. And okay, let's go down to our sign up function. So basically, we check our database to see if the username is already there or not, and we do that through this check username in database function, which we created in this SQLite service.cs right here. So we read through all of the members in our database table, and we check, we read the usernames in there, see if it's already there. If it's there, it returns true. If it's not there, it returns false. So go back here to our signup.razor page. Well, okay. So if it returns true, meaning it's already existed, right? Then we give the user this message. If the username is not in our database yet, then we let them sign up, and we're gonna check how strong their password is. There is more better way to check the strength of the password. We could use regex, but for this exercise, we can use just simple programming logic just to see how we can make this happen. So I'm going to check if it's greater than or equal to 6 characters, and of course it's not empty. Then yep, they can click sign up, and then once they click sign up, they'll be redirected to the login page, and we will write the username and the password they create to our database using this line. And if the password is not strong enough, of course, we give them this warning message. And one more thing we edited in our SQLite service.cs is this create new member function where we store the username and password into our database. And if you recall last week, we just hard coded the values, which I given, I think, just Kim and CDU as username and password. Uh, but of course, it's not ideal. So this is how we fixed it. We just replace the hard coded with whatever that's passed in here. And of course, create new member. If we go back to this sign up.razor file, this is where we pass in the data, right? And of course, these data are up here in the input boxes where the user put in here. And one more thing, since we modified it, this function is going to affect our login.razor file that we created last week. So if you recall last week, because we didn't put any parameters into this function, so last week our function looks like this. But since now we added 2 parameters here, of course it's gonna complain, so that's why I'm just putting this here, just a quick fix. And of course, one last thing is we added the sign up into our navigation menu. So let's go back here while my changes is being saved to the server. Okay, let's reload. And here it is. So, okay, we added it here, sign up. So let's go to, that's what happened with our sign up page. And remember, say after the user sign up, they will be redirected to their login page, right? Which is this one. And as you notice, right now in our password box, we still have everything plain text. So your task is to change this so that it can show just ... like we did in here. And we will fix the rest of the logic for this login page next week.